Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So we are ready for event number 3 on the schedule, but we are fresh off of 2 podium finishes to start the season, and that's reason for excitement. You can see in the team standings, we are tied essentially for second, but we are also very close to 5th. Now granted, it's early on in the season, but it just underscores the importance of solid races without mistakes. If we can continue to do that, then we'll be in good shape because we're hoping to continue to improve our car. You can see our car is sliding down the grid as far as the strength of our car. So that's going to make it harder and harder for us to get on the podium. So we're going to need to continue developing the car as much as we can. We've already seen that some of these development parts that we have just aren't great. They're not giving us what we need. And there are multiple reasons for that, but it kind of is what it is for right now until we decide to swap out some staff and so forth. But let's go ahead and get started with our mail. And everything looking good, fairly normal. We did have 2 pit crew mistakes, but I believe both of those were actually on car number 2. At least I don't remember any mistakes on car 1. And if we can continue with no mistakes on car number 1, that will be amazing. Okay, we're getting kind of tired of this same interview question over and over and over. Be nice to mix in a whole bunch of new ones. All right, so let's see. I'll tell you what, let's go look at our pit crew for a moment. Auto manage, let's turn that off momentarily so we can see what we've got. Okay, yeah, I don't understand this. If you're going to auto manage it, you can't let it get down that low. That's the whole point of having people to swap out. All right, so let's remove the fatigued crew. Looks like they've already done that. I see most of these look like they've been swapped out, but yeah, 18, that's no good. We can't have that. What is their mistake chance? 13.6. Yikes. All right, some of these other mistake chance 0. I like those quite a bit. I mean, they have some solid stats here. Let's see what we've got. And immediately, I see things that I don't want. Mistake chances here that are pretty high. Let's go ahead and reject these. And wow, that's rejecting nearly all of them. Okay, this is good. I like this. Of course, the stamina is good as well. Refueling, so this is not going to be a rear tire changer. That'd be pretty bad. And then fixes really aren't an issue for us on car number 1. I like this. Let's go ahead and hire them, spend a little bit of money. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Let's swap out. Let's swap you right here. Okay, so now we ought to have, in fact, let's see. Wow, some of these are extremely high. Of course, part of that has to do with stamina. But for now, let's make sure of what we have here. 0.1 isn't great, but at least it's not too bad. And 0 and 0.2. Okay, not too bad. What about this guy? He's at 0. We actually need to put him back in. Why is he not in here? Let's put him back in. Swap him out back here. That'll help out our refueling. You can see the green arrow helps us out a little bit. Refueling is by far and away the most time costly thing that we do on a pit stop. Tires right behind it. If you can keep things, because we're doing everything one at a time, the quicker you can make everything, the better. Driver changes at 30 seconds. That's always going to be your limiting factor, even if you were able to do everything at once. But the jacks really makes very little of any difference. All right, the main thing is we have basically fresh pit crew aside from one, and that is the front jack. Okay, so we'll move on from here. So I guess I'm going to have to keep this off of for now. Okay, 6 more races. I guess I'm just going to have to get myself in a habit of looking at all of these as time goes on. Okay, 12 races. Of course, we just hired him. Okay, so nobody's very close. Everybody's, looks like 6 or 7 is about the minimum. Oops, get that one, 9. Okay, yeah, we're good. So as long as I can remember to look in there at the beginning of the season and probably somewhere along the middle of the season, we should be okay. And then this should generate some more crew members in there. Let's go ahead and move forward. Oops, let's go to the car and wait till it's repaired. There we go. We'll get rid of that email real quick. And now we'll get back to improving our parts. Okay, we've got 2 parts, the brake package that I completely forgot about before. And we've also got a new suspension that is going to get us up to 381. So again, another stair step in the right direction. All right, everything looking good over here as well. Let's see, how much does this do for us on the brakes? This is going to take us from 447 to eventually 503. Okay, good. Another jump of about 50, so I'll take that. And let's see, unfortunately, it's going to take almost the entire time just to work through these 2 parts, but that's okay. That's okay. We need to do the work, and we're going to continue to do that. All right, so we got another vote coming up. And I believe this is going to be about tires. Is that right? Let's see. They're going to do, well, there we go. Pre-distributed tire compounds. Okay. Now that always changes things up, because this is going to mean instead of picking all the tires that we're going to use, it's going to mean everybody is going to have the same allotment. All right. I don't really care either way on this. I'm just going to let this one play out. All right. Wow. It is rejected. Nobody wanted that. So everybody likes the freedom of picking their own tire compounds. Kind of hard to blame them there. Okay. Our new gearbox will be here in about 5-6 days. In the meantime, we're coming right along on our reliability, and then somewhat coming along on our new suspension. So you can see this new suspension, even though it's great, it's still below where we need to be to swap it out for now. So we still got a little work to do on it. All right, there we go. New gearbox has now been completed. Let's take a quick look at it and see how it stacks up. So this will get us to 390, and then eventually it'll get us to 414. So that'll be really good whenever we get that done. And for now, let's see, everything is going along really nice on the reliability. We're getting there anyway. Okay, let's make sure we swap off. I almost missed that. Our staff needs to be allocated toward reliability. Okay, so let's just keep on moving forward. All right, we do need to develop another part, but as you can see, I'm in no particular hurry to do that. Let's see, 503 on the brakes, so we're looking really good there. 414 on the gearbox. Let's see what we can do above that. Okay, we have 2 slots available. Unfortunately, as we talked about before, this is why I was in no particular hurry to start doing these, because this is really kind of where we're at. Now, let's see what we've got on the great, and then, of course, we'll have access to the next level as well. All right, we've got a plus 60. That's no good to us because it's got a risk level. And plus 40 to the max. So we're back to this. Everything is to the max unless we're willing to take on risk levels, which I really don't want to unless we're, again, thinking about next season. Now, if we're thinking about next season, then that's a whole different ball game. All right, so we'll go ahead and move forward with this. And again, just continue to develop these things. And do the best we can with it. Okay, staff is still allocated to reliability. Have to make sure I look. All right, so we got 3 days remaining, and these are up at 86%. That is awesome. That is exactly what we're looking for. So for now, let's go ahead and move forward. Oh, we got a birthday, it looks like. And a card will do. Yeah, we're not worried about morale. It's never been an issue for our drivers, so we'll continue on as is. Okay, so we are ready for our next race. Let's go ahead and remove both of these. And I think we're at a point where we want to move everything to performance right now and focus on that for a little while. As we, of course, we'll have new parts that'll come in and change that focus, but for now, I think that's where we need to be. Okay. Let's go ahead and get everything set up. All right, 5th or above. And while I'm thinking about it, no sponsors. Okay, no. Didn't think so. Just wanted to make sure before I got too far along. Oops. Let's get our 3, 6, and 6. Okay, everything good there. And our new parts, I think we got one part to swap out. Yes, that would be our brake package. And of course, that means we'll also move car 2 along as well. All right, we're not ready for the gearbox just yet. Wait a minute, why? The gearbox, yeah, why didn't I do that? I need this over there. I'm going to have to pay more attention. Okay, so we'll have it ready to be used for next race. Just incrementally improving things. Not quite as quickly as we would like, but we're getting there nonetheless. Okay, suspension. I don't really want to move this just yet. I know I could move it up for the second car, but I really want to keep that for car number 1. Not that it matters a whole lot. And all right, I think we're good. Take one more quick look through there since I'm apparently not very good at catching things. We'll look one more time. And yes, we are in good shape. And looking at a nice boost in the gearbox next time. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and continue. Everything is set. Let's head to the racetrack. All right, practice and qualifying are done, and unfortunately, qualifying was not good. We did not qualify well. We did not qualify in the top 5 to get our sponsor objective. So that was not good. We're going to hope for much better things here in the race. Our knowledge bonuses, we're going to have a level 1 bonus for race trim, and then we're going to be using this soft tires bonus. It's a level 1 bonus, but I'm hoping that will help us out with some tire wear because my plan is to run a 3-stop race, simply because I don't think we have the fuel capacity to run a 2-stop race, at least not without moving our fuel usage down, which of course moves our performance down. I'm ready to try to see what kind of speed we got. So I want to move away from the 2-stop strategy some. I'll probably go back to it at in some parts, but for right now I just kind of want to see where we are on speed. So I want to use a 3-stop strategy, and that lines up pretty good with the soft tire. So we'll be starting off the race pushing on the tires and using the high engine mode. We'll push on the tires just to get the tires up to temp, and then we'll manage it from there and do whatever we need to do to keep going. But it's time to get this thing started. Again, I'm ready to see what speed we've got. It does not look good from where we were in qualifying, but we're going to be hoping for better things. You can see there, we're going to be starting 7th. And my goal is still the same. We need to be on the podium. And this race is definitely going to test that. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing started. All right, so we're pushing. Again, we're pushing in order to get our tire temps up to where we want them. And then we will definitely be managing from there. All right, car number 2 hopefully will just sort of stay out of our way for right now. And we'll see how long they go. They've got the super soft tires on simply because I forgot to change it to the medium tire. But for now, okay, we've moved up a spot. But again, everybody is so close back in here right now that it's hard to worry too much about where you are. Let's see. Ooh, tire temps. Let's make sure they come down some. Right now they're kind of hanging in there pretty high. If we need to, we'll go down into the blue momentarily. Yeah, they're not coming down very much, if any. So we'll bring it down on the, or excuse me, not the blue, the green. And that brings them down pretty quick. All right, there we go. So now we'll go back to neutral and see if we can just sort of maintain that, really. That's mostly what we'll be trying to do. Just try to keep those tire temps right around that center line where they are right now. Looks like they're creeping up actually a little bit more, so we'll keep our eye on it. What that does seem to mean for us is that we won't be able to push very much with these tires, but with our bonus on the rate of wear, I'm hoping that these line up pretty good for our 3-stop strategy. All right, I see up in front of us we got super softs there. They're definitely not going to last very long. In fact, they'll be coming in here in the next lap or so to get those off. Okay, still looking at, in fact, we'll be looking at our first pit stop for car number 2 here very shortly. All right, so far we're 23 minutes in and roughly halfway through our stint, and things are looking good. I like what I'm seeing. And let's take a quick look at our speed. 28.5. That doesn't really stack up all that well with the folks in front of us anyway. Of course, they're pushing harder than we are at different points in time, so you have to factor that in. All right, tire temps definitely getting on up there. All right, let's go ahead and get car number 2 out of our way for a little while. Fuel, just go ahead and keep them filled up. There we go. All right, so we're just going to try to manage this thing as best we can for our 3-stop strategy. And so far, so good, actually. Tire wear looks good. Fuel, we're probably going to end up using every bit of that fuel. We'll see which runs out first, tire or fuel. My bet is on the tire, but who knows? All right, let's go ahead and back down just briefly. Get those tire temps down. And you can see it is going down quite nicely. All right, we'll switch back over to neutral. All right, so long run speed seems to be pretty good. We're right in sort of in the middle of this pack here. About 3 or 4 cars that are fairly close together. Tire wear looking good. We're now at 42 minutes in our stint. So we're definitely looking good for our 45-minute stint. I'm actually, as long as things continue to go well, I'm fine with seeing if we can make this into a longer stint. Tire wear is hanging in there. Fuel is going to be what is going to give out first, it looks like. Actually, maybe pretty close to the same time. So that's good. So we're going to run this stint as long as we can, as long as it is feasible for us to do it. But we're running low on fuel here. Not bad though. This is actually, we're nearing 50 minutes now. All right, let's back off on the tire just a little bit. So we're going to have to come in here momentarily just for the fuel. So let's go right back to neutral. Okay, let's go ahead and come in next time by. So the 45 minutes, we got what we wanted. However, it might be possible for us to do this on 2 stops with some of our other drivers if they're a little bit easier on tires. All right, so not good driver form out of Sophia. That's no good. So we're going to stick with the soft tires. Stick with the plan. Oh, really? Really? And okay. So again, not too bad. We're about 14 seconds out of the lead, so we don't have the pace of the leaders, even with the softer compound. Everything looks good on the pit stop. All right, I like it. No mistakes. We're in and out. And so now we're just going to, again, manage the tires, manage the fuel. I really don't want to back off on the engine, though. I really don't want to do that. And the reason I don't want to do that is because, again, I want to see what kind of speed we've got. I know we can run some other strategies that will allow us to run more laps and that kind of thing, but I really want to see what speed we've got as much as possible. All right, so far tire heat is hanging right in there around that center line. And that should be good for both speed and the tire wear. All right, so we are back up into 7th for now. Let's take a quick look at our speed. So we're in high 28s, which doesn't really bode well for us because those around us are definitely performing better. Okay, now we get a little bit better lap in this time. Okay, so we're not really blazingly fast. We're not, crushing those in front of us with our speed, even though you can see it's clear that these guys are on the harder compound tire than we are. Okay, but overall, again, no real complaints here. We're displaying what we have. We're doing the best with what we have available between drivers and car. So I'm pretty happy. Not necessarily the results we would like right now, but overall, I am pretty happy. All right, let's see where things are with car number 2. Running low on fuel. Let's go ahead and get their pit stop done. In fact, let's just back off on that as well. Not going to really make any difference, and that might let them run a few extra laps and keep me from having to worry about them. Okay, no mistakes on their pit stop. That's the big thing. All right, so we're running our race, doing our thing right now. Hopefully, we can make up some spots toward the end. We see pit stops starting. And that is the second pit stop for that particular car. So again, we're working our way back up. It always takes a little while to see how things are gonna work themselves out. It's not immediately apparent on everybody. Unless you see somebody going with the softest compound, then you got a pretty good idea that they're going for more stops than you would normally see. Okay, so they'll be coming in here fairly soon. All right, in the meantime, we've caught 5th place. We're now right behind them. I really don't want to press the car. Okay, we're now 36 minutes in, 37 minutes into the stint. So the 45-minute stints are definitely not out of the question. Oh, wow. They put more super softs on. Yikes. So they are really, really going after speed. Okay, let's go ahead and push a little bit. Of course, we won't be able to do this long. You can see that tire heat jumps right up there very quickly. Let's quickly try to get it back down a little bit. Okay, then we'll go back to neutral. So trying to get what speed out of the car we can. Maximize everything we can. And now we're right here sort of on the bumper of 4th place, but at the same time, we're going to have company right behind us. All right, we're now beyond our 45-minute pace, which is good because that simply means that the final stint we'll be able to try to push a little bit more, as much as the tire heat will allow anyway. Okay, so now fuel and tires are getting low, so let's go ahead and plan our next pit stop. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and plan it now. I think we're getting very close on the track to pit lane anyway. So once again, we'll fill it up. Unfortunately, it's not quite giving us what we want. How about, can we do, no. All right, part condition, we're down to 41% on the rear wing. I think we're going to be okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we were indeed very close to pit entry. Okay, everything so far so good. No mistakes. And we're off. Okay, I like it. I like it. That is very good. So we're definitely not going to be able to do a 2-stop strategy. And it would appear as though, realistically, no one is. In fact, let's go ahead and push for what time we can, because now we know that we can break the rest of this down into 2 stints. So there's no real reason to save the tires. We can run these tires really hard. All right, we got more pit stops. Let's see how that affects us. And all right, we made up a little bit of time there, but wow, these other guys, yikes. Either their pit stops are a whole lot better than ours, or their speed is just outstanding. Looks like it's just going to be the speed for the most part, which is a little disconcerting for us, because I am definitely ready to get up there and contend a lot more for podiums and, of course, eventually wins. Okay, closing in, we've caught 6th position. And we will try, let's go ahead and push a little bit, briefly. And we'll do that for as long as we can. And then from there, we'll try to back off a little bit. All right, so we made up that spot and now have pulled away a little bit from them. So let's see if we can at least climb up in here to the top 5. That would get us our sponsor objective. And I'm still thinking we should, realistically, should be on the podium. We should have the car to do it. So I guess our drivers are just performing that poorly. I know we're lagging behind on... Alright, let's go ahead and make our second pit stop. I know we're lagging behind on the suspension. We're not where we need to be there, and that's very important at this track. But still, we should have more speed than this. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we should definitely have more speed than this. Can we please focus on the car that's moving? Alright, there we go. More pit stops. But of course, we're going to have to make more pit stops as well. Alright, let's go ahead and push. And we're going to push as much as our tires will allow us. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to have to back off. Okay, let's go ahead and, oops. Let's go ahead and go overload on the fuel, because again, we only need this fuel to last us the rest of this stint. So let's make all the speed we can make. You can see again, I'm spending a lot of my time either looking at the mini map in the top right, or a lot of time looking at the gaps. Alright, part condition. Oh, our wing. We're going to try to make this. I do not plan on doing anything there, but of course we got 30 minutes left, and it's looking like it's going to force me to do that, because I don't know that 18% is going to last another 30 minutes, which is very unfortunate because we are close to being on the podium right now. So this is very, very unfortunate. That wing is really taking a beating. Alright, so we are running very low on fuel. So let's go ahead and queue up. Let's see where our condition is. Still at 18, but who knows where that's going to go and how long that's going to last. Alright, so tire change. We're going to go to the soft tires. And let's see, do we have anything? I'm tempted to put one of these on, but let's just go with the soft. Alright, so we're going to have enough time for about... Let's see, let's go 25 on fuel. That should be, we've got 25 minutes left. Of course, it'll be less than that when we actually get to the pits. Part condition... 17 seconds. Yikes. Yeah, I really don't think 25 minutes. I don't think 18% is going to last. We've seen in the past where it did not, so I might as well just bite the bullet and do what we need to do. Oh, I so hate doing this. Really, really hate doing this. Alright, so let's go ahead and calm this back down to high. We got all we could out of that stint. I'm very pleased with that. Let's go ahead, let's have a good pit stop and make it as good as we can. Okay, so it came out there very good. Now that we can, let's go ahead and push. Might as well push. I wish there was a way to say, can we just fix it good enough to get it back up to about 25 or 30 or something like that without fully fixing it. I wish that was an option, because I would definitely go for that. Alright, let's go ahead and push. You can see more repairs are being needed, and that's simply going to be that rear wing. I feel pretty confident. Alright, let's push as hard as we can, because I really want to get at least to the top 5. Alright, we're going to ignore that. I'm not going to worry. If they drop out of the race, they just drop out. Alright, so we're going at this as hard as we can. Let's try to push at least for a little bit. Get everything out of this car we can get. You can see the tire temps rising very quickly. Alright, we are within range of 5th place, and that's what I'm banking on. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch them, but we're sure going to give it everything we've got. There we go. Let's push some more. You can see them right in front of us on the track. All right, now we got to back off. I mean, we're right there with them now. And again, I'm going to give it everything we've got. But overall, I have to say, I am very disappointed with our speed in this race. We've got a lot of work to do before I'm at all okay with our level of speed. All right, we're right there with them on the track. My goodness, we're close. So I'm just going to keep pushing. We're down to less than a minute. All right, so we got to go get them. All right, so we did have a retirement. The car finally gave out on car number 2. Oh, so close. We just could not get it done. Could not get it done. So we'll come home, and I'm going to call this a tremendous disappointment. We should have been better than that. That is unacceptable long term. We can't be good at every track right now. I mean, horses for courses, but that was bad. That was much lower than I think we should have been. And to make matters worse, we didn't get the sponsor objective in the qualifying or the race. So our money situation took a hit there. Thankfully, we were able to maintain 3rd place. But again, you look behind, and we're not very far above 5th. So it's very compact here in the middle of the grid. We really need to break above that. And I've got an idea on what we may need to do in order to make that happen. And it's staff related. So we know we got drivers that aren't the best on the grid by any stretch, but I think, they should be okay enough for now. So things didn't go well there. That still should not kill our marketability. It didn't go down much. Happiness did take a hit, as you would expect. Overall, morale is perfectly fine, except for 2% here. Wow, that's definitely not fun. All right, so we'll lose 1.35 million this time. But again, money is not the issue overall if we don't continue to work on parts. But if we continue to work on parts, money will eventually become an issue. So basically, here's where we are right now. We're losing ground to the field on the status of our car. Okay, we're back to 3rd there. And our drivers, if you take out where we are on car number 2, which is what's really dragging us down, we're probably around mid-pack. So we need to get better. And I'm trying to take the car route on that by building up the HQ and everything. But we're going to need to look at the staff as well, because you can see we're well below where we need to be on staff, actually on everything. But so yeah, this may be the catalyst to get me to take another look at our staff, and who knows, we may have to make some drastic moves in order to improve ourselves going forward. But we'll look at that next time. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more of our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager.